La 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 la. Do you want to have a spooky paranormal discussion with us? Come join us. Warning, this show is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are theories, folklore, historical, fantastical, and speculation, and not to be taken as pure fact. Viewer discretion is advised. Melanie, Lightbeam, and the Shamrock Pixie join forces together to bring you paranormal, strange, unusual, scary, spooky, or just overall unbelievable stories and discussions. Viewer discretion is advised. This is an open talk show discussing all things paranormal. We encourage audience participation. So sit back, grab some popcorn, share out to your friends. Together, we can explore the paranormal. Don't forget, subscribe to everyone, hit that like button, share out, or for super chats as a thank you. Have fun and enjoy. Welcome to the show. Enjoy the show.
Are we actually back? Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like it's been forever, but it's only been 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. No.
That's all.
Yep, 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks, and I feel like we haven't been here in ages. I will admit I'm still in vacation mode, and I'm still trying to get back to reality, and reality has not set in yet.
Fun.
Yes, this is the first thing which I was telling Des. Apparently, and this is an actual true thing. Windows 10 had some sort of major upgrade that they did the other day, and it did not work. And not only did it not work, it caused thousands of computers to blow their speakers out, which mine is one of them. And it's like causing this problem. So my computer speakers don't work anymore. I have to use like a headset or an external speaker just to get sound. And it's not that the speakers don't work. It's this weird patch. And I did everything that they tell you to do. It goes step by step. And it starts to play sound, and then it just stops. And then it starts to play again, and it stops. And
yeah, that's
it's the
wild.
weirdest. It's the weirdest thing. And you can run tests in 9 offices. It says, "Oh, everything is fine." Meantime, you can't hear anything. Hello, Mothership Products is in the house. Bud Files is in the house. Welcome.
Hello and welcome. Hello, Jello, everybody.
You know something? I'm excited about tonight's topic simply because it's about Disney. Disney is like the happiest place on earth. And here we are going to take the happiest place on earth and deconstruct it into something that's a little more spooky.
Right. And I found some fan theories.
Theories? Are we saying theories or fact? Nope. Actually, everything on the show is all opinions, theories, and all that other stuff.
Yes, but this is actually called fan theories.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes, Disney movie fan theories.
I love it. Can't wait to hear it. And Mommy's in the house. Hello, Mommy. So I just showed Des. It just stopped. We just had a hailstorm that was so bad. The hail was like size of golf balls. And I lifted it up, and I'm like, they're all over.
Yeah, those were really big. I couldn't believe that. It was crazy.
I mean, they're on the roof because there's a steel roof here, but it's like you hear it, dang, 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 dang.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My car was safe under the carport. So, but yeah, Texas weather has been really, really strange lately with tornadoes and hail and storms and all that other fun stuff. So no storms. It passed us. She said, "Are you going to be able to do a show?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be gone in 10 minutes," which it's gone in 10 minutes.
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
I want to show you something that I got when you're done.
Oh, let's see it. Yes, show it. Put it up. Is it a... Wait, I can't see it. It's a ring. What kind of ring is that?
It says Mom. I wish I
could. Oh, now I see it. It's an M, but the O is a heart.
Yep, let me put my flashlight on.
No, that made it worse. Oh no. Okay, now we see it. Yes, look at how cute that is. It's an M and the heart shaped O with the other M.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it's a opal.
Oh God, wait, that's not for Mother's. Wait, it's not Mother's Day this week, was it?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. Okay.
I picked it up for myself.
Oh, you picked it up first? No, because I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, Mother's Day's coming up. I'm like, I did not miss Mother's Day, did I?
No. I bought it for myself because I am a mom, and well, I thought it was pretty, and I
It is
knew that if I
pretty.
didn't snatch it up, it was going to be gone.
My mother would be heartbroken if I forgot Mother's Day. And you know what the bad thing is? I don't even know when Mother's Day is this year. It's coming up though. It has to be coming up, right?
Yeah, it's in
May. We're in May already. Mom,
yes,
I'm sorry.
the 12th.
May 12th, so that's next week. Blah blah blah. Wait, you're a mom? It's on the 12th. Yes, May 12th. Okay,
I have the stretch marks and C-section scars to prove it.
I am a mother of fur babies, and that's all I am.
But that still counts. You're still a mom.
Yes, that's true. In fact, I just witnessed. Well, I didn't actually see the actual birth, but 3-day-old puppies I'm holding in my hand, and they're so tiny and so
I saw that.
I'm keeping an eye on them because they're like right in the other room, and I listen to make sure that she's taking care of them, and I shift them around when they need to be shifted. And oh, she's very good. She lets me touch them and everything. So I'm going to become attached to them.
Yeah, and that's cool because a lot of dog moms, no.
Yeah,
they won't.
She's totally fine with me moving them around. In fact, we had to save one because for some reason one of them found a hole in a cushions around. They must have made a hole through a hole and then went inside the seat cushion and was stuck in the. And we're here like it was inside the cushion.
Poor thing.
I'm like, poor baby. Okay, well, I'm sorry. We're talking about puppies. We're supposed to be talking about Disney, the wonderful, most magical place on earth.
But puppies are there too.
Yes. You've got
Pluto.
I was gonna say Pluto, and is
Goofy?
that the only doggy? Is Goofy a dog?
Goofy is a dog.
I thought Goofy.
At least I always thought he was a dog.
No, there's a debate between Goofy being a dog or a cow.
No, he's not a cow.
Goofy is a dog. Okay, Goofy's a dog. I don't know. I thought he was a cow. Pluto's definitely a dog.
He is a dog.
He's a dog. Okay, there's another conspiracy theory. Is Goofy a dog or a cow?
Yes. I was like, wait, now I gotta double check. Both Pluto and Goofy are dogs.
Okay. So they're part of the whole Disney thing. So what juicy tales do you have of Disney? I want to hear it because I pulled up some like random weird stuff about Disney, but I want to see what you like grabbed onto Disney. Or do you have any stories of Disney? I mean, I don't know. Have you ever been to Disney? Or
I've never been to Disney. However, fun fact, my grandfather helped build Disney.
Yes. You were saying about the big Epcot Center.
Yep. Let me see if I can find the picture. I had it pulled up and then I closed it, and people know I forget to do things.
I have been to both the California one and the Florida one, and honestly, yep. I couldn't begin to tell you the difference between the two of them.
One's Disneyland, one's
Disney World, and I don't know
now,
which one's
Disneyland in California was actually built before Disney World in Orlando.
Was it? Did not know that.
Yep. Let me see if I can find the picture. I actually have pictures of Epcot and the workers on top of Epcot.
That's so cool. That's like, that is a collectible bit of history. I mean, that's one of those things that you could probably make copies of those photos and sell them like as ephemera Disney sort of, you know what I mean?
Right. And I don't think I would ever do that, honestly, because of the fact that it's your
family. It's your family.
It's my family. It's my grandpa.
My mother, yes, we won both trips from a contest. So we were able
That's
to go.
cool.
We were able to go to both the California one and the Florida one by a contest. I think my grandfather won the one to Florida through a TV sweepstakes that he did. It was,
geez.
I forget which one of the news channels did a TV sweepstakes, and then my mother got it from her boss because they were like the highest selling district of the store. And
Oh,
she got
wow.
she got a, and I was able to go on both of them.
That's awesome.
Which is great because I was a little kid and I loved it.
I see. We were promised as kids, if we did good and we had good grades by the end of the school year, we would get to go to Disney.
Hi, Chu. Welcome to the show.
Well, we ended up moving to Wisconsin instead.
Oh, that's sad.
Not happy about that part. But I mean, it is what it is. But we've never been.
You go from Disney dreams to cheese dreams. I don't know. Wisconsin is known for their cheese. That's all I know.
We have
That's all I know. You know how certain states are known for something? That's the only thing I know about Wisconsin. It's known for their cheese.
Cheese, alcoholics,
cheese,
and dairy.
Dairy, yeah. So cheese.
Cows, moo-moos.
You have the same thing I have, where all you see is cows. Boo.
Well, and I did not know this because I lived in town, but in Florida they do have cows. I didn't know that.
I'm surprised they don't get eaten by the alligators.
Oh yeah, we could talk about gators and crocs, and let me tell you, no, they get humongous down there.
Yeah,
and
they'll eat you alive.
My parents had a friend. We used to call her Aunt Nancy. She lived on a lake, and we were sitting, out on her deck, because we weren't allowed to play in the park or in her property, in the grass and everything, because there were gators and crocodiles in the pond.
Yeah.
And we were standing out there, and the neighbor let their dog out. Well, then. Very traumatizing, let me tell you.
That is traumatizing.
Yeah, we watched that and we were like, what the hell? Yeah, so it was not good. All right, where the heck are my pictures?
Where'd you put the pictures? I remember she showed this the last time. It's a great shot of them with the outer skeleton of Epcot Center.
So my grandfather was very good at welding. He was an iron worker, and they sought my grandfather out for this job, for working on Disney World. And
while you're looking for that, I could talk a little bit about Epcot Center because I have a little juicy one. So you know how they're currently talking about 15-minute cities? Or if nobody knows what 15-minute cities are, it's the whole sea theory, where that's why they are burning like Maui, why they burned Chile, why they burned all these different countries and areas, because they want to build 15-minute cities where basically everything is within a 15-minute walking distance. So they want to confine everybody into these big metropolis where everything is within, so you don't have to go traveling outward. And the idea behind the 15-minute city is that they can control you because you're in this bubble.
We watched the movie World War Z last night. I'm good. I'll pass. Thank you very much.
Okay. But that was the purpose of Epcot Center, which this is an amazing thing. So Epcot Center is the original 15-minute city. Disney had this vision that, because Epcot Center stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. It was dreamt up by Disney as a showcase for a new way of living. He intended to open it up as an actual livable city within Disney, where families were invited to come and live there. And he wanted 20,000 people to be within that city so that they would actually live in Epcot. But unfortunately, when he passed away, the idea was deemed way too ambitious. But the Imagineers pay homage to his vision by incorporating futuristic architect and technology into what's now Epcot Center.
Mm-hmm.
So originally, that was supposed to be a 15-minute city where everything is confined, and there was going to be 20,000 people who actually lived on Disney. But it never went into fruition. But it's interesting now how all of a sudden we're talking, 50 years later? Now they're talking about 15-minute cities. Now they're saying that this is what the future is.
Yeah, that's a little crazy to me, honestly, because it's not going to work. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to work.
Well, I forget the name of. There's one in Russia, and then there's one in China where it literally is a huge apartment complex that houses 20,000 people. It's a 20,000 person apartment, and they have the same thing in China, and it's like everything is within that apartment. You shop there, you do your mail there, you do your laundry there, you do everything within that apartment building. You do not leave the apartment building at all.
Yeah, see, and no, I want to be out in the country. I mean,
Mothership's like, hey, yes, we're here. We're talking about 15-minute cities and how Disney wanted to have a 15. Why did I buy and when you want to? Okay, I will send you an invoice. You bought the little teapot and you bought the little, but why are we talking about that now?
Because he forgot.
He forgot. You bought a teapot and you bought a teddy bear.
Oh, I can hear him laughing upstairs. Dwayne, I can hear you laughing upstairs.
Oh, is he upstairs?
Him and Tommy are video chatting.
Say hi,
hi. I literally heard him loud as clear as day laughing.
Dwayne, I'll send you an email with information, okay? Because there's going to be just a slight delay. A slight delay. That's all.
No, I just heard him laughing.
Yes.
Unless I'm just hearing things, thinking he's laughing.
So now, Disney, okay, like I said, as wonderful and magical as a place it is, there were some pretty nefarious things that Disney did to manipulate the people. I mean, if you think about it, that whole idea of a 15-minute city, is it necessarily a vision of the future, or is it a vision of entrapment, control, and prison? If you think about it. And that's not the only thing that Disney did that sort of is a little like Disney has always, no matter what, has always skirted the line of legalities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for example, and I mean, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing, depending upon what your view is. Like one of the things, and this is just a general fact, any building in Disney is not higher than 199 feet. So the tallest buildings in Disney is 199 feet. And there's a very specific reason for that. You're thinking, why 199? Because if you go to 200 feet, aviation standards, which 200 feet is like 20 stories. If you think about, we got this. If you go higher than 20 stories, I mean, not even Epcot Center is 199 feet. You know what I mean? It's less than 200 feet. If it's 200 feet, then they have to put the little light on top with the blinking red to inform planes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Disney didn't want to do that. He thought it would ruin the magic and the appeal to have red lights blinking on the top of the things. But take a look at this. That is the original. I mean, this is a very, very rare photograph. That is the original Epcot Center before it has all the white cells or whatever you call those things.
The panels.
Panels, thank you. Like the white cells, you know what they are.
And this is actually a pretty good picture from back then because it's really clear.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
See if I can zoom in.
And look at that. They're all on top. And you know what's crazy about that? I would be terrified. Like just standing on the scaffolding, like, oh, yeah, we're not going to fall or anything like that. There's no.
Well, they had safety harnesses.
But even that picture, the one from the 1920s where they're building the skyscrapers in New York, they didn't have safety harnesses on. I mean, these guys are literally just standing there.
Yeah. So this is a closer up picture of them, right? and then you can see all the background here. Well, this now is most of this is all park now, Disney Park or Universal Studios or Busch Gardens. My grandfather is right here.
Aw.
He was a white hat, which meant he was one of the bosses.
Cool.
Yep. And then there's all these other guys.
You can tell who's in charge and who's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it was a big project, so they had to.
That one guy in the white hat looks like Napoleon Dynamite. The one with the glasses on. He's in the front.
Right here?
Yes, Napoleon Dynamite.
Maybe that was who that was right after.
That's so funny.
Oh, and you also have to take them into account, too. There are a few other white hats, but it was the shape of the hat, too, that defined who was the boss and who wasn't. So this guy were my grandfather, this guy, and then he didn't have his hat on, but he was also a supervisor.
Now, here's an interesting little tidbit. Now, just zoom out a little bit, the American flag. Now, I am going to assume that is the actual American flag. And the reason I'm saying this is because there is a very interesting, and this could be somewhat offensive to people if I say, but in Disney parks, anything that resembles the American flag is not a real American flag. It'll have some sort of distortment on the flag itself, whether it be that there's not enough stars, there's not enough stripes, maybe the colors are inverted, that the red and white are the opposite. And the reason they do that, which is interesting, is it's no longer considered a flag, it's considered a pendant. And what happens is it's not subjected to the United States flag codes. So when you have to put the flag at half mast or anything like that, Disney does not have to do that because none of their flags on Disney soil is an actual American flag. There's some sort of, wow. And see, when I read that, I'm like, I cannot believe that they get away with that. And they get away with that is because they don't want to celebrate, because the whole idea behind Disney is that outside is reality. Anything on Disney is the whole magical thing. And the idea to have to lower a flag at half mast or do anything like that breaks the whole fantasy aspect of the magical kingdom. So all the flags that you see in Disney are not real American flags.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So this is interesting. And I've had this picture for quite a while. And I just realized the name of the company that my grandfather worked for is right here.
Tampa Steel Erecting Company with a cock on top. Cock, no.
It was all men. Back then it was all men.
Yeah, true.
So
yeah, even look at the picture. There's no females in that picture.
Nope, there's not
at all.
And the thing is, too, is this is, he helped build Disney, especially Epcot Center. Next week, I'll tell you his other job that he had through this company.
Oh, and it ties into next week. Next week is the moon landing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the moon landing next week.
Yep.
Yes. I'm going to be excited about that one.
But yep, that is something else that we'll talk about next week with my grandfather. My grandfather did a lot. It was.
I'm curious if your grandfather was a Freemason.
I couldn't tell you if he was or not. Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Here's an interesting thing. There are two schools of thoughts when you look at this. Now, it's very interesting because the person I'm with does not like my conspiracy theories, does not like my thoughts, very straight and narrow. Like everything I say, complete opposite. And what's very interesting is I was talking about how I cannot trust Google. And he's like, why can't you trust Google? I says, anything that you search Google for, no matter what the conspiracy is, will automatically debunk it without even giving you the facts. Like you Google anything, you Google flat earth, you Google this and that, immediately Google will give you all the links that says why it isn't the case. But what if you want to know the sites that say, okay, why do people believe that the earth is flat? Why do people believe in this? Google won't give those answers to you. So it's skewed by only giving you one-sided view to things. And I explained that to him. And of course he's like, well, that's because of fact checking. And I'm like, no. Now here's the interesting thing. Walt Disney was a Freemason. But yet if you Google and ask Google, was Walt Disney a Freemason? They're going to say no. Although he started out in the path of it, they're going to say no, he wasn't. But then when you look at all the evidence as far as what makes him a Freemason, the whole idea how the park itself has so many references to Freemasonry, it's kind of creepy. And I mean, we're talking he was upper level, like the 33rd level, the highest Freemason. And that's why he had so much power. So you can like go on the non-Google websites and find out all the information about Disney and Freemasonry, or you could just believe Google and say, nope, he wasn't a Freemason. So depending on which school of thought you want to.
See, my grandfather has passed. He passed the day before my son's 3rd birthday. And so he used to talk about a whole lot of different stuff. You know, he was in the Navy, and, you know, he helped build Disney. And next week I'll tell you one of the other jobs that he had that I found out.
He was up there. He knew exactly what's going on. He was part of that 33 club.
But my grandfather also never got to meet Disney, which I thought he did. But I was corrected. They didn't start this project until after Disney had passed away.
Which I think he died in 65, I believe it was.
I think so.
Yeah. And I mean, all things, it's kind of sad. I mean, the whole story of Disney is sad.
Yeah. And what they've done to Disney now is beyond mind-blowing. So, but we won't get into that part.
It's now woke Disney. It's woke Disney. Disney woke up. That's all I have to say. We're just gonna keep it that way. It's woke Disney and leave it that way.
Yeah, it's irritating.
I'll leave it that
some of the things that they're coming out with and the things that they're doing. And now there was a huge fight between DeSantis, the governor of Disney, or the governor of Florida, and Disney. Well, they did settle.
I think Disney's gonna move out. They're gonna,
but nobody's taking them. Nobody wants to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm
They're
surprised.
Like, nope,
Texas.
nope. Every place that they've tried to move Disney to has told them no.
Yeah.
So that California and Florida are the only two in the United States where they were in. Disney didn't have to pay taxes. They didn't have to do all this stuff that they now have to do, and they're irritated. So they tried to move out of Florida. Well, guess what?
Nobody wants them.
Nobody will take them.
Because I was going to assume that the first place they would try is Texas. Because everybody's moving to Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this, and I think Texas wouldn't want them.
Texas told them to go stick it.
Yeah. They don't want the headache of that.
Yeah, and Disney wants to continue to be, not pay taxes, not contribute, yet they're buying up all the land to build, but they don't feel that they should have to pay. Well, guess what, Disney? You can go bite one because you're buying up land that you don't need to have because your stuff is starting to suck.
Here's an interesting little tidbit. Disney bought 4,000 extra acres of land that they don't use, and they classify it as like habitat sort of thing, because there is a clause that wherever you are in the park, you're not supposed to see anything outside of the park. So there's this story that Walt Disney was on one of the carousels or something like that, and when he got to the top and looked out, he was able to see a restaurant like in the distance, and he didn't like the idea that from the park you could see other things in the distance. So they ended up buying off all the land and turning it into like shrubbery for animals and stuff like that.
Now, since this whole ordeal with the governor of Florida, they have been closing down their hotels and their different attractions. There's no more Animal Kingdom.
And I think they took away
one of the first.
Pleasure Island. They took away. I like that one. That was the adult version. I like that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I've always wanted to go to Disney for the longest time, but in the last few years, I'm disgusted. My whole family, literally, my family down in Florida, almost every single person has worked for Disney.
Wow.
My mom and my aunts and my uncle were part of the families that got to do the park before it actually opened. They were the guinea pigs. So if the workers wanted to bring their families and ride the rides and explore everything, they better make sure that it's safe for their family. And that's what they did.
Wow.
So it's crazy. I mean, my grandmother and my grandfather met at Disney.
Oh,
My grandma Patty and my grandpa Gary, they met at Disney.
that's so sweet.
Yep, they both worked there. And, I mean, Disney is a big part of my family's life, because that's where my Orlando,
Yep.
Kissimmee. So it was just one of those things that I grew up hearing about, but I would never want to work there now.
Oh yeah, it's
horrible. I mean, they're getting
the people that I know who worked for Disney, they have nothing good to say about it.
Mm-mm.
No, absolutely nothing good to say.
It used to be good. Like, you used to be able to get passes for your family, lifetime passes, the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no.
Well,
now you have to pay for them, just like
I
everybody else.
I can tell you a funny story. Now, granted, this is like 20 years ago, but I have a little pop quiz for you. You ready? Here's a pop quiz.
Okay.
This is an actual vacation that I took. Okay. The year is 2004. Okay.
You were in Florida in 2004. What month?
It would have been June. Were you there? It was June for my birthday.
Hold on.
Ooh. Maybe we ran into each other and I don't know. But here's a pop quiz. You ready?
Like March or April.
No, for me it was June. Okay, so here's how much would this trip cost? Round trip airfare from New York down to Florida for 2 people with a 5-night hotel stay. You get a 3-day pass at Disney, 3-day pass at Universal Studios, an airboat ride through Gatorland with Gatorland tickets, and tickets to the space station, Cape Canaveral, the space, all that. How much would that cost for 2 people? In
$800
at 2004.
About 800.
Now, how much would it cost today?
$5,000.
Yeah, $5,000 to $7,000 easily. Mm-hmm. This is no joke. I paid for 2 people $325 for all that in 2004. And I was like, and I can't believe that I actually was able to book a vacation. And I'm talking about everything paid for. The hotel, the airfare. It was a package deal that I was able to get, and it was amazing. And now I think you'll never get a trip like that ever.
No, not there. Like, Universal Studio tickets are like $300-$400 per person now.
Yeah, and back then Disney tickets were only $15.
Right.
Yeah,
they weren't that expensive. Well, when you look back, it wasn't that expensive. During that time, even $15 was
a lot. Yeah,
it was a lot, depending on the year that you were there and when they charged that. However, my uncle helped build Universal in Kissimmee.
See, I liked Universal too. I really did. I had so much fun.
I have been to Universal. I also was at Busch Gardens, and Busch Gardens.
Everybody's asking about their sale. Shay, I do have your book. Yes. I didn't send out any invoices or anything like that. I just got back because Dwayne asked about it as well. But yes, I have your book.
Let me correct the location. I've been to Busch Gardens too, but SeaWorld is the one that's next to Disney. I have seen the Epcot Center in person when we went to SeaWorld. However, We were there on a school trip and watched Shamu give birth live.
Oh,
That was interesting.
you saw Shamu give birth. That was that baby Shamu with the killer whale and the
Yeah,
it
we
popped
were
out the
there. Our
babies.
class was there. Let me tell you, it was scary to me because I had my experience with the ocean, which we will get back to the mermaid and sirens. A lot
Yeah,
of things happen.
we gotta reschedule
Um,
that show.
so we're going to reschedule that one. However, because of that situation that I dealt with, the way you got to where the killer whales were, you were on this bridge and there was nothing but water on both sides of you. It was scary to me. It was very, very scary. And then to find out that they were tanks.
Underneath.
You were walking above the tanks. It was crazy. It was really crazy and very scary. And
That's like that freaky bridge in China that it's a glass bridge and you're over the mountain, and I would be deadly afraid of going across that. But the fact is, recently it actually did break and somebody fell through. For real.
yeah, I'm good.
I'm like, oh hell no.
No. And I mean, SeaWorld was pretty cool, and with it being so close to Disney, it was interesting because so when you walked over the bridge, you got to where Shamu and all them were, the killer whales were. You watched the show and then you walked back. And then you were able to go down these stairs, and it was like a whole tank above you. Now, have you guys seen Jaws? Obviously, one of them.
Hi, Tammy. Welcome to the show.
I don't remember if it was like 3 or 4, but they were they were walking, they were looking at the water, and it's like this big glass tube that they were walking through. Well, that was kind of like what it was. So you got to see like all the different animals that were in the water and stuff like that.
Well, you said you went to Universal. Did you go through the part where you actually go through Jaws and you're in the little?
No, it was in 2000. Oh, maybe it was 2005. I was there, 2004, 2005. So no, my adopted parents, the people that kind of like adopted me, not biologically or like not on paper or anything like that, they just became instant family to me and my family. So they were kind of like my adopted parents. They flew me down there, and so when I went down, they took me to Universal, and so it was so big and so like I barely remember because I was trying to take everything in. There was so much going on. But it was fun. It was really fun. That I remember.
So, I mean, I think everybody has memories of Disney in some way. I mean, whether you actually went to Disney or just simply watching the movies, growing up as a kid, because I mean, no matter what, even if you've never seen a certain Disney movie, you could still identify the characters in the movie because it's so drummed into our heads through advertising, through word of mouth, that Disney is like one of the, you can identify anything with Disney. You really can.
Right.
And I mean, that's some of the tactics that they use. They use a lot.
So they also drew people in with like Kids Incorporated, the Mickey Mouse Club, like things for teenagers, preteen and teens. Those were 2 shows that I remember I was dedicated to.
Kids Incorporated.
I know. Jennifer Love Hewitt was on that show. Fergie was on.
I used to watch that all the time. Yes, we had a birthday party in the castle. That was for my mother's birthday party. My mom and my grandmother, their birthdays are 3 days apart. No, 5 days apart. So when we ended up going to Disney, we celebrated both of their birthdays at the castle. That's Cinderella.
See, and that's cool because and I watch videos here and there when they come through my feed and stuff like that on TikTok or even Facebook and stuff like that. And the only thing with Disney that I would like is to actually go up and touch the Epcot Center. because that my grandfather physically touched that building. And so that's on my bucket list, is to go up,
Aw,
physically touch the same thing that my grandfather built with
that's
his hands,
amazing.
so I can put my hands on it and see if he left his imprint on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm talking about Epcot Center being a 15-minute city that's going to imprison her.
And that's not, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's the only thing that I want to do when it comes to Disney. Everything else, I could care less. It's just Epcot. I want to touch. I want to feel it. Because I know my grandfather was one of the men that helped build that. So, but that's cool. I mean, and anybody can be a princess now.
Yes. Dare I say that?
And I'm talking about, it doesn't matter what your age and stuff like that. I mean, everybody can be a princess now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, cool. If you ever go through Disney World, the one thing that you're going to notice is the smells. And you walk through, you're going to smell the baked goods, you're going to smell the popcorn, you're going to smell the cotton candy. Well, that's because Disney does a manipulating technique through smellitizers. And they are the first ones that started it, which now grocery stores and other stores took that idea because they were experimenting with the whole sensory overload in people and realized that if you entice people with certain smells, they'll be more likely to spend money or have fun or have a good time. So that's why in Disney it smells so good. You're always going to smell like the churros or the popcorn smell.
Our grocery store here in town, I ain't even gonna lie, when you walk in to grab a cart, it smells like popcorn.
And that's what grocery stores do
every time.
Upscale grocery stores will use these smellitizers.
This ain't no upscale grocery store. Let me tell you, upscale grocery store. Now let me get that correct. It's a crappy small town, thinks they're high end.
But that's what they end up using. It's a manipulation technique that they use to the whole sensory. Same thing with the paints. They have this paint color called Go Away Green that they use. So when they want to make things disappear, they will paint it this ugly green color, which mentally you'll bypass it and not even realize it because it contrasts with all the colors that you don't see the green. You end up seeing everything else and it enhances the whole experience. So Disney tried to manipulate people through sound, through smells, through taste, through touch.
Hey, Disney, you're assholes.
So
we like food in our house. We love food in our house. And that is not fair.
Okay, so here's another tidbit about Disney. And this is a manipulation. Do you know there has never been a death in Disney at all? Nobody dies in Disney. Even the ones that have been decapitated during the rides or the ones that like fell off or anything like that, because Disney is its own city. They have their own. Well, they have their own fire department. So whenever there was a death, they would take the body off of Disneyland property to then declare them dead.
Well, and so they would take them under the tunnel so people couldn't see.
Exactly, because there's a whole underground tunnel thing.
Oh, so that underground tunnel system is wacky crazy.
They have that. They could actually put an ambulance. The tunnel system is so big and so intricate that they could put an ambulance. So when people die, they throw them in the ambulance, they take them off property, and then they declare them dead once they're off. So nobody has ever died on Disney.
That doesn't surprise me.
I told you it's manipulation.
I do have a question for chat.
For chat, okay.
All right, so I have a question for chat. And then anybody who watches this afterwards, please leave down in the comments below.
Let's do questions.
Who is your favorite character from Disney?
Question time. I have no idea.
You have no idea who your favorite is?
I wouldn't. You know what it is? I always have. Whenever somebody says like, "What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color?" I always can never answer that because it depends on the mood I'm in and what I'm thinking. And I mean, there are a lot of characters I like, but I don't know which would be my favorite.
I would have to say Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Beast, aw, that's
Beauty
sweet.
and the Beast is my favorite of all time. Disney. The fox from Fox and the Hound, Tammy says. Oh, that's cool. Yep, my favorite is
I mean,
Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
I like Tinkerbell from Peter Pan, like Naughty Little Fairy. I like her.
That's it.
I don't know. There's so many characters, and I mean, even like I like the offshoot characters. Like I like Ursula from Little Mermaid.
Hmm.
I just like. I don't know. Um, That's a tough one.
It makes you stop and think like,
And I
who
mean,
do
do you
I classify?
right? Do you go to the older characters or do you go with the newer characters? You know what I mean? Because each one is like I could say I like Bambi, but or Thumper. I like Little Thumper. Thump, 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 thump. I like Sebastian. I like the genie from Aladdin. I mean, each it's almost as if each movie has my own personal favorite character in it.
Right. Tammy says foxes keep showing up in my life. That's a good sign.
Hmm.
Just so you know.
What does the fox say?
That just means it's foxes are your spirit animal.
Mhm.
No matter what religion that you practice, except for Christianity, but even some Christianity religions believe in this too. But they would say that would be your spirit animal.
Me, I love anything with like fairies and moons, so that's why I think I like Tinkerbell. Very
I
nice.
like Tinkerbell. However, I mean, my name, the Shamrock
Shamrock.
Pixie, right here. I love fairies. I like the mystical things, mystical creatures and stuff like that. However, I would have to say wolves. Wolves are my thing. I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you if that is my spirit animal because I talk to like birds and stuff like that. We have a lot of birds, but I love birds, birds of all kinds, and um, so I couldn't tell you what my spirit animal is, but I do love wolves.
For me, it's kitty cats. I'm a cat lover.
So you like all cats,
All kinds of cats. Kitty cats.
thundercats.
Ow, ow. Thunder cats are on the road. Thundercats are loose. Woo. Sorry.
Now we're going back. Now we're showing our age.
I know. Oh my
All right.
God.
Okay.
So so more information. All right. So we were talking about how nobody dies in Disney. That's the same. They'll never announce a lost child. Whenever there was a lost child, they will say that there's a lost adult. So that's if you ever hear a lost adult like over the loudspeaker, what that actually means is it's a lost child.
Yeah, it's some code or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yes, my first cat was named Tinkle.
Tinkle?
Like Tinkerbell. Yeah, he passed away. He
Oh.
was a cute. I used to yank his tail. I was a baby.
She
I
loved cats, however, she pulled their tail.
I was a baby.
Tammy says she loved the Aristocats.
Was it Aristocats? There's a scene in the Aristocats where they're in the little car and they're going past the apartment building.
I'm just gonna let you know I've never seen that one.
Okay. Well, the thing about Disney, and we'll probably talk about this because are we doing a show on Disney movies or did we not
No,
do that?
it's the
Disney fairy tales. Okay. Well,
yep.
I'm going a little early. Somewhere Disney always puts in some sort of sexual reference in all their movies. Whether it's the animators are just bored out of hell, they always spice it up. And in Aristocats, there really is a sex scene in the apartment. It's an actual two people having sex. It's a real clip. Like it's not a cartoon clip. They're passing the window and it's a real sex of a guy and a girl going at it.
I know that in The Little Mermaid, if you have the original
There's a
copy,
lot of them.
there is a male appendage
Mm-hmm.
as one of the tellers of the castle.
Yes, there's the big penis on the cover of the thing. But
Male appendage.
you can say it. Wait, penis is. I'm going to be clean. That is the medical term of what to call that genitalia. It's called a penis medically.
Male genitalia.
Okay, yes, you'll have male genitalia, otherwise known as the medical term penis, is smack in the middle of them. However, there's also another scene when they are on the boat with the reverend, the minister, and the minister falls over. He has a big heart on and he has an erection. So when he falls back laughing, you'll see it between his legs. It goes up and he has a big heart on.
The animators at Disney, they had way too much time on their hands.
So yeah, so
I think they were trying to say they were lacking in that department or something. I don't know.
So almost in every single film, there's some sort of sexual reference. Even with Tinkerbell in Peter Pan, when she's doing her flying scene, it spells out sex.
Yeah, Lion King has that too with the clouds. Aladdin
had it as well.
The bee. If you listen real closely, he says something along the lines of "take off all or take her clothes off" or something like that. I mean, I watched where people have broke it down. I'm like, I didn't hear that, but okay.
Tammy's like sickos. They're all sickos.
Yeah, they were very. I mean, they were a group of men. No offense, but it was. That's who ran it back then. Yeah. So I mean, that's
just to bring up a sensitive subject, and I'm just going to drop it. There are also reports, possibly, particularly with those underground tunnels, of child trafficking.
Actually,
so that is another. But we're not going to talk about that. Yeah,
there was a huge sting, and over 200 and some people were.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not dissing on men because men are men, you know what I mean? But, a lot of the people that worked for Disney, animators, stuff like that, they were majority were men. Mm-hmm. That was just the time period when a lot of these movies and, things were going on back then, and now, I mean, we have women that are, when they first were able to get into Disney and do animation and do the things that it was dominated by men, more power to the women, so and don't think that we're bashing on men because we aren't. It's just these are things that have been shown and proven that are in there that,
and honestly, times have changed. Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact is, it's a different mentality now compared to back then. Back then, when you went to the movies, it was an entire experience for the entire family. So these movies will have something that will appeal to any age group. It wasn't a movie designed that you stick your child in front of a box TV just so you could do whatever it is you're doing. Then they focus.
Right.
I mean, that's what Disney Channel is nowadays. You stick your child in front of it so that they just become a mindless zombie. Back then, it was actually an experience to go out with the family to watch these
educational.
Movies.
There was a lot of educational things with Disney as well. Now, also, you have to remember, too, that the animators and the people that drew and did all the stuff for the movies that we as children loved and as adults love, there was another reason behind all the little messages that were put in there. They were boycotting because things were not the way that it should have been. So there was a lot of boycotting. So what's the best way to boycott and not completely get in trouble?
Subliminal messaging.
Subliminal messaging. Yep.
And that's what, and there's a lot of subliminal messaging within Disney films. A lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even realize. And I'm going to say this, and that's why this ties back into the whole Freemasonry, the secret society, and all that other stuff. Because think about this. Disney has manipulated an entire generation. I mean, there is not a single person that has not seen at least one Disney film. So just think about how many people have seen Disney films and watch it over and over again and can memorize it and stuff like that. And if they implanted anything within those subconsciously, it probably activated something.
Yeah, but we don't know. I mean, yeah, Tammy's saying sickos, but at the time, you got to remember, times have changed. Like Melanie said, times have changed. People are more sensitive nowadays. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying, back then, you got to also look at it as it was tougher. Everything was tougher back then. Now, not so much.
And I mean, look at also, I'm going to try to say this nicely. Disney did movies going all the way back to like 1920s. Like we're talking all the way back. So one of the movies I'm referring to is Song of the South. You cannot find Song of the South. Disney doesn't even want to talk about that movie being exhibit. And that's the famous one, Uncle Remus singing Zippity Doo Dah. Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Dah. You know what I mean? That would be like a great, happy thing. Disney will not even show that movie. You cannot get it. It is banned completely simply because of the racial undertones to it. However, during that time, that was the normal, everyday society view of how things, and because they're squashing it, they're erasing history. That's literally what they're doing. They're erasing history. And I don't know if that's, I mean, to me, that's a bad thing. It's like, okay, put warnings that, all right, warning this may be sensitive to certain viewers, but it's like, why destroy history?
Because you're never going to learn from history if you destroy it. If you get rid of our past, we're never going to learn from it.
Right. And we'll just keep repeating.
Going forth are not going to learn. And so they're not going to be able to correct whatever it is. So I think them changing history, trying to rewrite history, I think is bullcrap. I mean,
if in 4 generations, you can completely manipulate an entire culture. That's all it takes is 4 generations. And that's really not a long time. That's not. I mean, you've heard some of my conspiracy theories involving the 1900s with the World's Fair and the Tartarian stuff like that. We're only talking about like between the ages up until 1920. So things have happened since bring back Aunt Jemima. Exactly. Now it's what is it? Pearl Mining Company. It's no longer Aunt Jemima. It's Pearl, whatever.
I don't know. All I know is that with that situation, Aunt Jemima, that was her recipe. She was proud to be the bottle of the syrup, and it was taken away from her.
Yeah,
and absolutely. The people that took it away from her should be just absolutely, positively sick with themselves for it, because they ignored the history, ignored this is what she wanted, and cried to have it removed. Cancel culture. You're a joke.
It's sad. It really is, because it, like I said, it is erasing history and it's erasing the importance. I mean, even the fact that what she strived through just to become a name brand on a syrup bottle, and they're taking that away from her as well.
Yep. Oh yeah. I am trying to find the very first Disney movie. And right now I'm finding that the earliest movie was 1923.
Steamboat Willie was the first of Mickey Mouse, but
actually, that was 1928. The very first movie was Alice in Wonderland,
High Spirit.
1923.
The first movie was Alice in Wonderland. See, I didn't even realize.
Alice's Wonderland,
Wow.
1923.
Hi, Spirit Junkie. She says eBay doesn't allow blackface items. Right. What about all the statues being removed? It happens all over. And it's, they did away with their Black Americana section. You have to be very, very careful with, you can't describe it as Black Americana anymore.
No.
I mean, even Aunt Jemima, if you have an Aunt Jemima bottle, you basically have to say like syrup bottle. That's it. Can't even call it Aunt Jemima. I'm selling a syrup bottle. Anybody want a syrup bottle? But yeah.
Now the latest Disney movies, there's one Mickey's Mousetrap 2024, and it looks like a horror flick.
Well, the wait, that's because of the original Steamboat Willie. Their what do you call it? The copyright is up.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna come out with all the Mousetrap. That's not a Disney movie though. That's they're making fun of Steamboat Willie. They did the same thing with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Walt Disney movies. These are all the Disney movies, and that one is under 2024. It is being released.
Oh wow! Oh, so it is under Disney? Oh wow! No, because I know that they're coming out with Winnie the Pooh Part 2 as well, and I think now that they can finally add Tigger to it because Tigger's his copyright, like what is it? 75 years. After 75 years, you can use the original design.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I know that Steamboat Willie, his copyright is now done.
Winnie the Pooh
I don't know if somebody picked it up or not, but I know that it's done. So, and then I'm waiting for Sorcerer Mickey.
Yes.
That was Tommy's dad's favorite Disney character, was
like
the Sorcerer.
From Fantasia and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep. And so Tommy and his brother Andy, they both, when their dad passed away, they went and got the Sorcerer Mickey tattooed in honor of their dad.
Aww. Yeah.
So, and that one is, and our house is very important. So we have like the Fantasia Mickey. We have some plush and some different things with him and stuff like that. I got Tommy a snow globe that likes to play on its own. I still think that is Tommy's dad.
He's sending a message to the globe.
No. Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing that we do with it is dust it off. We don't mess with the little music box part. But it'll go off randomly, yeah.
Speaking of globes, let's talk about this. Snow globes, no, because you bring up a very interesting point. Okay, Disney did, well, it was actually Pixar, but Disney took over Pixar, and they now own it. There was actually a short film where it was a little snowman in a snow globe, and it wanted to get in with the little snow globe from Hawaii, and they wanted to get together, but the poor little snowman was stuck in the thing. There's the whole idea behind the firmament, because if you ever look at the Disney logo with the Magic Kingdom, there's always the firmament going over the Disney castle. However, the castle goes through a firmament. And it's a very interesting thing as to why that would be the logo. I mean, what is the purpose of putting a firmament over Disney's castle? And it goes in the whole line of, hey, we're at the flat earth. It's not a round spinning ball going, we're not spinning. And there's the whole idea that Disney is godlike. And that's why his castle is going through the firmament. In the logo, you're shaking your head. You're like, nope.
Because of some of the things that we, research and we see and we read. My head hurts sometimes.
Oh, she says name the puppies after Disney characters.
That would be cool.
The puppies are so cute. They're like.
So do you know if they're boys, girls?
I think it's too early to tell. I think they're tiny. They're 3 days old.
Usually you can tell.
You can? I don't know. I didn't check. I wasn't like looking.
But
I really wasn't looking.
well, I mean, some people do. I mean, some people do to see, how many boys, how many girls they have. I'm not an expert in it, but I know how to tell a cat.
I will say this is a horrible story. She started off with 4. One of them didn't make it. But then when we tried to find what happened to the one, we think she ate it.
I had a cat that did that.
So now we're down to 3. 2 of them look really, really healthy. They're big, they're plump, they're healthy.
You got a runt.
One of them is a little on the small side, and I'm a little worried about that one. So I keep an eye on that one.
You can get puppy formula and you can feed it.
Oh, I make sure I keep.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think that, she's doing enough to help him, you can step in and bottle feed him.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this, most runts in a litter are the biggest as adults.
Yeah, because they survive. And I mean, my favorite, there's like a brown one, there's a black one, and then the runt is like a black with a little bit of white in it. So, but it's so much small. I mean, it literally is half the size of the other 2. So I try to keep attaching it to, but at least she's letting me touch them. I mean, she lets me touch them. I keep manipulating because she keeps sitting on them. And I'm like, no, don't sit on them.
Well, I mean, she's a new mom, and that
it's her first litter.
Yeah, see.
So I got to remind her. I'm like, go take care of your puppies.
So, oh yeah, when you're first time mom, be it an animal or a human, you're like, whoops.
Yeah, Tammy said, yeah, they do that. It's sad. So
it is.
Yeah.
I had a cat that did that.
So I'm trying not to get attached to them, but the problem is, I think I said to my mom, I'm like, Mom, you want a puppy?
Oh wow!
I'm not attached to the runt, but I'm definitely attached to there's a chunky brown one that I'm attached to, and he's cute.
See, I always go for the runt. I always
I'm just like I said, I'm
drawn to the runt. Maybe because I'm the runt in my family. I'm the smallest.
I feel like he's not going to make it. I mean, like I said, they're only 3 days old.
You're putting bad juju out.
No, I don't want to put bad. Well, I've been taking care of him.
So see, put the good juju out, not the bad juju.
Yeah, but their eyes aren't even open. They're like clutched close, and they make little. Wah. I know.
This.
I would grab him and say, "Here, look how cute it is." No. Aww.
So should we talk about some of the fan theories?
Yes, let's talk. Yeah, because I have a whole list of stuff. Let's talk.
All right, so let's do fan theories.
Okay.
So this one I found pretty interesting. What is the theory behind Cinderella? What do you guys think the theory behind Cinderella was about?
Well, it's based on the original Grimm fairy tale, which I know we're going to tie into this later on, but
I'm talking just detach that.
Okay.
And think about it through Disney.
Okay, so it's a girl coming from she has her wicked stepsisters. She's nothing but a cleaning maid sort of thing. And then she ends up meeting Prince Charming or whatever. And she goes to the ball and lives happily ever after.
Okay, so the theory behind Cinderella is Cinderella is portrayed as a young girl who grew up somewhat wealthy in her early years and is then thrown into severe poverty by the actions of her stepmom.
Okay.
In this way, it is arguable that the upper class does everything in its power to keep the poor in their place.
Hi, Susanna. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Actually, I have to agree with you because we talked about this. Disney movies tell stories. They
Yep.
manipulate the audiences. So they spin things around. So yeah, that is
They spin it, they intertwine it.
well, okay, going back to, and this isn't a fan theory, this is an actual story. Have you ever noticed how all of the early Disney films, the mother always dies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's a tragic story behind that because Walt Disney's mother, he bought her a house and she was having problems with the heating system. So he sent down a crew to go fix the heating system. Well, they screwed it up and there was a gas leak and she ended up dying of carbon monoxide poisoning.
And he was young, wasn't he?
And he felt so guilty about that because like he bought the house for the mother, he reached out. So all of his movies, there's no mother.
Passed away.
The mother passes away. And that's so sad.
It really is. It really is. And I think that's how he coped with it. Which is a very strange way to cope with it, but he was still coping with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It still bothered him enough that he put it in.
And I mean, this is going to be a sad thing, but almost think about it this way. That's how a lot of us were exposed to death for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about this. You're like
Bambi.
a young little kid, Bambi getting shot, the mother getting shot. You've got Finding Nemo, the mother getting eaten by the sharks. You've got Lion King, Mustafa getting killed. I mean, everybody dies. All the mothers die in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not very good ways, you know.
Susanna likes Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians.
So I don't know. Have you guys seen the Descendant movies? Disney
I have,
Descendant.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was I like the shows. I watched this with my daughter. I'm still a sucker for Disney shows. If we have Discovery Plus or Disney Plus, and so if something new comes out, then I want to watch it, give it a chance. One just got released, Wish, but I couldn't get into that one. However, so there was 3 Descendant movies. Okay, there's a 4th one coming out, but it's not called The Descendants. It's called The Rise of Red.
Okay.
And I can't figure out if her mom is the queen of, or the Alice in Wonderland.
Queen of Heart.
Queen, off with their head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if that's her daughter, because so Cruella de Vil had a son in the show. And that actor actually passed away after the 3rd movie from a seizure. Then you had Maleficent. Her daughter was in there. There was.
I only saw the first
from Aladdin.
I only saw the first one. Yeah, I haven't saw.
Okay, his son's in there, and then. Oh, what is the other girl's mom? Hold on 1 second. Let me think. What the other girl's mom is, but she's also a villain, and I can't think of who her mom is off the top of my head. So. You know, you got these 4 main characters from the, I just had it. Give me a second.
They're the children of the villains.
Yes, children of the villains. And if you haven't seen those movies, I do recommend you going and watching those movies because it gives it a fun twist on the villains and all of Disney's movies.
Yeah. Like I said, I saw the first one. I really liked it. But I didn't know that they came out with other ones.
If you like musicals, it's good that way too.
Yeah, I like musicals. I do.
Yeah. So,
speaking of which, this is just an aside for people who like to follow the whole Disney acquisition because Disney acquires everything. Being that Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, that means their library now becomes Disney owned. So Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show is now a Disney princess. He's like, nope. You're like, nope. You don't like that one? I like that one. That one's a good one. Come on. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm actually.
That one's completely speechless.
Okay, I'm supposed to.
Dwayne, you do not like musicals? Oh, come on. There's some great musicals. I like the bad musicals. Like what I mean bad, like the naughty musicals.
Oh,
Bruna
the
was
fourth
an
one
amazing
is
movie.
Evil Queen
Evil Queen?
from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
There we go.
Well, the
I'm
fourth
just
one.
a sweet transsexual from transsexual Transylvania.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
He's a Disney princess now. Disney acquired 20th Century Fox. So just remember, the next time you see Dr. Frankenfurter, you get to say that he is a Disney princess. No.
Really, Disney? Really?
I think, okay, there's an episode of South Park, which it's called Banned in China. And after they showed that episode, it actually did become banned in China because it was such a bad episode. But it talks about how Mickey Mouse is a complete dictator and wants to buy out everything, which is so true. Disney wants to buy out everything. It wants to become a complete monopoly. So that's...
I mean, don't get me wrong. Rocky Horror Picture Show is awesome.
Yes.
However,
Yes.
I do have a favorite musical.
What's your favorite musical?
First, I want to ask, here's another question.
Okay.
What is everybody's favorite musical? If they like musicals, what is their favorite?
I've got too many. Like you just said.
What is your top? What's your number one? Like if you had like the top three, which one would you pick for one?
See, that's tough because for me, it's Rocky Horror Picture Show, Rent, or Les Mis. Those are my three. Like to me, they're totally equal. Rent, Les Mis, and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mine's very old.
But like Guys and Dolls, or Singing in the Rain, or what? How old? Keep going.
Hold on, let me double check the year.
Singing in the Rain. I don't even know the old ones anymore. Sit down. You're
from
rocking.
1954.
1954. Okay.
And a lot of people probably don't know this one.
Homa.
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
No, I don't know that one.
It's one of that is my favorite.
Sound of Music.
That was a good one. But my all-time favorite is Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. It was released in 1954.
But see, I also like the
It's a musical / Western film.
I like the off-the-wall ones. Like for example, okay, Repo the Genetic Opera, amazing. I love that one.
Hold on. Spirit Junkie. Which opera? Phantom of the Opera.
What do you mean? Which there's
because they've remade it a few times. I want to know which one is her favorite Phantom of the Opera musical.
My mom's like, do you remember when they thought I was a hooker when I went to the Okay, this is a mean story. I got to tell this story real quick. I took my mother to see Rocky Horror Picture Show, but we were on vacation. So we spent the whole day out, but then we had tickets to go to the show. So we ended up going to a truck stop to change into our Rocky Horror Picture Show. So we entered the truck stop normal, went into the bathroom, and then came out dressed with like fishnets and like how you would dress going to Rocky Horror. And we took some pictures.
I am listening. I just gotta grab.
And they thought she was a lizard lounge, like a lot lizard.
That's funny.
I know, and I took pictures of the both of us in the truck stop, and the truckers like beep beep beep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because we were both dressed up, but we were going to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, let me find it.
Spirit says she doesn't have the favorite version. Well, you see, a lot of times they remake Phantom of the Opera. They not only remade as a musical, they also remade that as a movie too. Excuse me. Yentl is another music-based entertainment. See, I like, okay, Avenue Q, Little Shop of Horrors, Hair. I mean, these are all some of my favorites. I love musicals. So,
All right. It's hard to see in the dark. So give me just another minute here. Let me see if I can find it.
Spirit, you grew up on the old stuff? See, I never heard of the seven. What'd you say? 7 Brothers for 7 Brides?
7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Okay. Yentl isn't Yentl with Barbara Streisand? I could be wrong on that one. For some reason, I'm thinking Barbara Streisand vibes on Yentl, but I could be wrong. Yeah, okay, I know that one then. That's a good one. Yeah, which one? Hair is a good one. I can't think of that one. Freeze Ray. Doctor, oh my God. And I just saw this not too long ago. Dr. Demento's, whatever. That's with the guy that played Doogie Howser. I can't think of his name. Whoever Doogie Howser was.
Okay, got it. I was about ready to freak out. This is my favorite version of Phantom of the Opera. It's from 2004.
Oh, yes. The Phantom of the Opera is there.
Gerard Butler is
the Phantom.
And he actually sings in it. It's his actual voice. And let me tell you, I'm surprised this thing plays anymore because for 2 years straight,
you played it over and over.
I played it at night to help me go to sleep because it would help me relax to go to sleep.
Aww.
And then it would play on repeat every night for 2 years. And that was before Tommy and I got together.
And then he's probably like, do not play that shit.
Well, he watched it, part of it, and then he fell asleep, but he was tired.
Oh, but there's some really, really bad musicals. Like when I say bad, I'm talking about like naughty ones. I mean, okay, Avenue Q. That's the one where I sang the song "The Internet's for Porn." That's from Avenue Q. There's one. There's one from the creators of South Park. It's called what was it? It's a cannibal western or something like that. But it's from the creators of South Park. Just imagine that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's Silence of the Lambs, the musical. That one's hilarious. There's the whole song with the songs "Put the fucking lotion in the basket." It's a musical. Put the fucking lotion in the basket. So I like those offbeat musicals.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's funny. Another movie or musical that I like is Cats.
I can't watch the movie. The movie that they did, I can't watch it.
The musical. Yeah, the musical.
I've seen the live action, like actual Broadway Cats, but they did the movie version of it. I can't watch it. It's horrible. It's
that's what I was seeing. I'm talking about the actual Broadway, and it was on my bucket list when I was younger to go and actually see it on Broadway. And unfortunately, things happened. I wasn't able to do it. And then when I was able to finally do it, they had stopped doing the musical. So I never got the chance to actually see it on Broadway.
But I like going to local theater. I mean, when they have like a local theater and they have a good, I will go to a local theater and watch it.
I used to do the hair and makeup for our theater in school.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh God, we completely went off topic from Disney.
We did. Okay, let's go back. All right, so
let me see if there's anything
good. Theories.
Okay, hold on. All right.
What is the dark theory of Moana? One particularly dark theory pivots that I think that's the word, that Moana actually died during the storm at the beginning, and that was why she encountered the demigod Moa. I think I'm butchering that, so I do apologize. Mua. When she washed up on the island he had been trapped on for millennia. So that was one. I do have what theories has Disney confirmed?
Oh, okay. What have they confirmed?
The theory that the peddler in Aladdin is actually the genie was confirmed by the co-director of the film and supported by storyboards of the original ending.
And you know something? I just saw Aladdin like 2 weeks ago, and I don't even remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep, that's one.
But then again, I was like under let's just say I wasn't necessarily focusing on the movie.
I'm sure, you know, in The Lion King, the theory that the hyenas survived by resorting to
Cannibalism.
thank you, was confirmed in a Disney comic series.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I hate to bring this up, but that's just like Joe Biden's uncle.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I should have said that.
no. I
said
heard that speech too, and I went,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I should not have said that.
I was a little speechless.
My uncle, he was eaten by cannibals.
Yeah, that was really weird, and I don't know even why that was even mentioned. Why he wouldn't even mention anything like that, but it is what it is. All right, now
next topic.
in the movie Beauty and the Beast, Bella was reading Aladdin.
Was she?
In the movie, it is confirmed.
Oh, well, you know something? There are a lot of they call them Easter eggs. A lot of tie-ins to each of.
Yep, and this is kind of what the confirmed theories and stuff like that are.
Yeah,
some of them are quite interesting.
Like you'll see different characters in each of the different movies. Like you'll see Toy Story characters in a different movie. You'll see.
Yep.
And they call them like little Easter eggs.
Yep. The queen or the king and queen of Arendelle are Tarzan's parents.
Wait, king and queen from Frozen?
Are Tarzan's parents.
Oh,
that was confirmed through Disney.
That's scandalous.
Mm-hmm. So remember, they were shipwrecked.
They were shipwrecked. So on the
their ship went down. So Ella and them thought Elsa and her sister thought that they had died.
Instead, they had Tarzan.
Yep, Elsa was adopted.
Well, yeah, she doesn't look anything. She has different powers and stuff like that. There we go. Incestuous.
Here's another one. In The Little Mermaid, the shipwreck is the same ship that Anna and Elsa's parents were traveling on to go to Rapunzel's wedding.
Interesting.
In the movie Hercules, that purple shooting star that Hercules saw during his song Go the Distance was in fact Aladdin and Jasmine on the magic carpet while singing their song, A Whole New World.
A new world. Oh, that's nice. I love how they titled.
Weird twist, right? And then here's another one. Ariel is the king's deceased wife in Cinderella. Pretty far-fetched, but yet again, there is some evidence.
That one I think is a little far-fetched. Oh, I hear
that
the
was
puppies.
Some of them.
The puppies are crying.
Oh,
they're just crying. They're like, she's there. She's taking care of them. So I hear them. They're like crying.
Have you heard of the Disney multiverse?
Okay, involving.
It just talks. It's like I was very confused about it.
Where they layer the movies together and everything is intertwined together.
Yeah, like there's different multiverses, I guess, because they say Mulan and Raya are in the same universe and timeline. of each other. And that is Ran and the Last Dragon and Mulan. Both tell the story of an Asian warrior princess who set out on a journey to save their homelands. So it's like the same timeline, same universe. So it's like they're talking about the same person.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And Moana, the chicken, Hia, I think is how you say it. So please forgive me if I say.
I thought is it hey 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 hey?
It could be hey hey. It could be I don't know. It just says Hei Hei.
I'm pretty sure it's hey hey.
Okay. From Moana is actually a demigod. He was actually sent to protect her and be her guardian. Pyra from Turning Red. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't either. Here's another one. Riley from Inside Out. Have you seen that one? Inside Out? Okay. Is an aquarium visitor in Finding Dory.
Okay. I'll believe that because, like I said, they interject the different characters. I mean, there's even a one. What was it? That E.T. is on the spaceship in one of the. They put E.T. in the little. Oh wait, you want me to add that?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna show you. Okay, so according to this, see the girl in the photo all the way to the left.
Yeah, that's the one from Monsters Inc. Right?
Right here. Nope. She is actually Riley from Inside Out. She's actually one of the visitors.
No, but I'm just saying the
right
very
here.
first one is
No, they used a lot of
no, she just
similar face structure.
right. She looks like the little girl from Monsters Inc.
And it very well could be.
Yeah.
It very well could be. I haven't gotten to that point yet when I was digging. So, but yeah, here's Dory. And then she's over in here.
Yeah. I love how they just put the characters on.
Yep. But I had to show you this because
poor Dora has dementia. She does. She has no clue what's going on.
Right. Lilo,
Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. Their parents, Lilo's parents, were in the CIA.
Okay.
Yep, and they passed away before the events in the movie took place. That's one fan theory. That's one fan theory of it. Wheezy from Toy Story 2 was secretly a villain. The penguin.
The penguin? I wouldn't believe that. Nah.
So that was another one. The book Bella describes at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast is another famous Disney movie.
Which one was that? Does it say?
Okay, so it is at the very beginning when she's singing and stuff like it's about Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, Sleeping Beauty. Okay.
Yep, but she does read another book somewhere, and it has to do with Aladdin. Boo from Monsters Inc.
That's the little girl, Boo.
Is the witch from Brave.
What? No.
That is what they're.
That's fan theory.
This is a fan theory. Emily from Toy Story 2 is actually Andy's mom.
There's an interesting one with Jack and Zero from Jack Skeleton and Zero is the history behind it ties in together Toy Story and then Nightmare Before Christmas, and then there's a third one, and it's like it goes through the life and death of the characters.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
the T-Rex from Jurassic Park is actually Dino from Fred Flintstones.
That's funny. Here's another fan fact or fan theory. Tarzan's Jane is descended from Princess Bella.
Princess.
Elsa and Anna are Rapunzel's cousins. Let me see.
Let me see if I have anything else, because we pretty much, I was interjecting. Oh, this is just a little tidbit. The Beatles actually split up at Disney. It's remarkable that such a happy place could be the site of the event that sent shockwaves around the world. John Lennon was enjoying a stay at Disney Polynesian Village Resort when he signed the documents that would seal the dissolution of the most famous band. So the Beatles broke up in Disney. That is sad. That's the only tidbit I have left, I think, and that's all my notes that I took from because I was going through everything else, I think.
Yeah, there are so many different theories when it comes to Disney. There's so many different truths. There's so many different aspects and so many different layers of Disney that you really can't just spend one show talking about. You know, there's just so many different.
And I was just pulling like information and tidbits here and there just to like make segues into interesting conversation. But that's what it is about Disney is we're talking years and years. I mean, we're talking going back, you said 1928 was the first, 1924 was 1924 Alice in Wonderland, I think you said.
1923.
Okay, we're talking 100 years worth of Disney. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All the scent and visual manipulation must have controlled his mind.
And that's the thing, you know, he had in his head, he had a vision. Disney had a vision. He turned that vision into something that now so many people, he's recognized. You know, the name Disney is recognized. Be it if you think of it as a bad thing or a good thing, you still know the name Disney. And that's pretty much, he wanted to give families a place to spend time together.
Yeah. And I mean, I really believe he succeeded. And the fact is, no matter how magical and wonderful, there'll always be bad things about. Nothing can be perfect. And he tried to get as close to perfection as possible. But in the act of trying to get to that perfection, all this manipulation needed to happen. And it's kind of sad. And now I almost want to say the Disney you know now is not his original
idea. It wasn't his plan. That's not what he wanted. What's going on now with Disney is not what he wanted. He wanted it to be affordable for families so they could spend time, have that magic connection that a lot of, especially now, a lot of families don't have. So, you know, it was a lot of like the scent and the visual manipulation, that kind of stuff. That was the ones that were on his council, his board, you know, whatever you want to call it. It was the higher ups that did that. It wasn't Disney himself, because he was when he was alive, he was this is how I want it. You're gonna make it happen, or you're not gonna be the one for the job. And if you think about it, a lot of the movies that came out around the time where the inappropriate things were being put on covers in the actual movies and stuff like that, that was around the time. So let me look at something real quick before I continue, because I want to make sure that I remember this correctly. Let me see where it is.
So wait, you're talking about like the Little Mermaid cover and that kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And it wasn't just the Little Mermaid. There's a poster of there's a Lion King poster where if you trace the Lion King's nose with his cheeks, it actually looks like the curvature of a woman in a bikini.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the animators were boycotting because of things that were going on, you know. And like we said earlier, you know, did they make poor choices? Yes. Were they trying to get a point proven? I think the higher ups got the point. Now, if it was a good point or a bad point, that is all here, you know, depends on how you look at it, because everybody has their own idea.
This Disney is also publicly traded now. They have a fiduciary responsibility as stockholders not to Walt Disney's mission. And that's what's sad. It's all about the money when it shouldn't be. Originally, it should have been about the excitement, the family, the magical happy place. And now it's turning into things that don't make it. I mean, nowadays, an average family cannot afford to go to Disney. For a family of four, you're talking about a $10,000 trip to Disney. Where I spent back in 2004, I spent $325. That's never going to happen again.
And that's the thing. What's really sad is, like, okay, good example, the Dells. There is a place here in the Dells, in Wisconsin Dells, that the gentleman who owned the water park wanted to give everybody the opportunity to have a family vacation. So he made it cheap, made it affordable, so that people who didn't have a lot of money could come up, spend time as a family, have the experience of a good vacation. And you know what it turned out to be?
I could just imagine. And I'm not even going to say it because if I say it, it's going to sound horrible. But go ahead.
Gunshots, stabbings, all the trash, not families, all the trash come up and ruin it for everybody else.
That's a shame.
And it's sickening. We that live here in the area have to deal with that crap. When the trash comes up from Chicago, Milwaukee, even overseas, trash that comes here to spend their time in the Dells, break-ins increase beyond belief.
That's sad.
So Disney had a vision. This guy was trying to do the same thing that Disney did, and it backfired for both of them. It is too expensive to go to Disney now. It's too expensive to go to Universal. How they are making it is beyond me, because tickets are ridiculous.
Right.
You know, and the guy in the Dells, he is a good man. He has a good heart. His heart was in the right place. And now there's nothing much he can do other than when they cause issues, they get put on a list, and then he just doesn't rent to them. But there's more that comes. You know what I mean? It's a snowball effect. And that's what happened with Disney. It became a snowball effect that, you know, like Spirit Junkie said, it was no longer about Walt's mission. It was about the money.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's also a society thing right now, because things can't be good anymore. Like I even say this, like, think about when like your town opens up, like maybe a park, or they do like a mural or something like that. What's the first thing that people are going to do? They're going to graffiti all over it. They're going to destroy it. And it's like,
Yep, and the Dells, they did that. They have like a little street.
And it has nothing to do, and I'm gonna just stipulate, has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do. It's a cultural thing that what's happening right now is that people don't care. They don't. There's no appreciation for.
Right, and that's what they did in the Dells. They built like this little square where, you know, bands could come in and you get free concerts. Okay, it was right on the main strip of the Dells. And so, not the water strip, but just the shops. Well, they had these beautiful blue and white stones, clear stones, that they put up on these pillars. They glowed. There was wire wrapped around it. I mean, it was beautiful. Well, people started clipping the fence that was around them and started taking them.
That's ridiculous.
So what did they do? They literally had to take and remove the rest of them so that nobody would get hurt and people would stop stealing. And now the poles look like crap.
Yeah. Whereas if they would have just kept it, it would have been beautiful.
If people would just be decent, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's sad.
You know, and it's the same thing with Disney. Disney's going downhill. When you have a 3-hour wait for one ride, it's no longer worth it.
Right.
And you're paying all this money, it's no longer worth it.
Yeah. Aww.
And it's sad.
Well, I think we're Disneyed out for the time being. Although I will say this, next week we're going to be doing the moon landing.
Nope. Next week, the 9th is Fairy Tale Grimm versus Disney.
I got to change this then. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's what we have on the list.
Okay, wait. How about you go on the list, because I'm going to write this down, because you know something I still have to do. So Fairy Tales, that's May 9th.
Yep.
Okay.
May 16th was moon
May
landing.
16th. All right, I have to change this, moon landing. Okay. And then what do we have after that?
Urban Myths / Legends.
And what day is that?
Okay, so here, let me go through. Okay.
Yeah.
So May 16th, next week, we are doing
May 9th, Fairy Tales.
Oh, yeah, Fairy Tales, May 9th. Let me redo this because I did check mark, but it is a little hard to read. So give me a second. Okay, May 9th, Fairy Tales, Grimm / Disney, going from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
May 16th, Moon Landing. May 23rd, Urban Myths / Legends. So if you guys have a really good urban legend or urban myth from your area, please bring it that day.
Yes.
Because they like Mothman, Dogman, you know, all those different
Bloody Mary, Candyman.
Yep. Hook. You know, if you guys have a very good urban legend or myth from where you grew up, where you live, please share that. I'm actually going to go to the library, and then I'm going to go to our historical society here in town, and I'm going to ask them about it. So hopefully I can find some, because our area actually has a lot of local myths and legends and stuff like that. So so that is May 23rd.
Okay.
May 30th, we're doing mythological creatures.
Okay. I got to do these thumbnails. I was supposed to. I never did it, so I'm going to do these tomorrow.
All right. So you got May 30th?
Yeah.
All right. June 6th, Mothman Prophecies.
Love that one. Prophecies. Okay.
June 13th, we are doing paranormal equipment.
Oh, I definitely know what the June 20th one is.
So do I.
June 20th is a very, very special one because it is my birthday. And since it's my birthday, I said, let's delve into the mysteries of birthdays. Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories involving birthdays. So that is going to be the birthday show.
That's gonna be fun.
That's
That is gonna be
interesting.
fun. June 27th, we're gonna talk about haunted houses.
Haunted houses. Okay, yeah, I got a lot of thumbnails to do.
But July 4th,
We're taking off.
taking off.
We're taking off for July 4th.
Yep, July 4th, we will have off. So, and then we're going to work in the mermaids
At
and
some point.
the sirens and stuff. We will get that rescheduled. We just got to figure out when we want to do that.
And I will just say, for those of you who bought, being that we had a couple of questions, there's going to be a slight delay with me mailing out those 2 packages. I didn't send invoices out or anything like that, but I will send invoices out when I can. But everyone, have a great day. I'm so glad that we were able to come back. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you guys soon.
Much love. Have a beautiful week, and we will see you on Tuesday on my channel, the Shamrock Pixie.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.